Welcome to Life Force Rejuvenation. I'm here with Vincerna, aka Gebo the Shaman. Awesome individual, amazing man. We are going to do a Vedic reading custom for me. Let's hit it.
Yep. Thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Gebo the Shaman. So let's get into it. So John, the first thing that I discovered about your chart was that you have a Vedic astrology, the ascendant. So your ascendant is basically Pisces. So you're a Pisces ascendant in Vedic astrology. And that makes sense because of the stuff that you're into and like the spirituality and esotericism and things like that. So that's all great. That means that you are a Pisces ascendant. So one of the differences between Vedic and Western astrology is that the Vedic system uses your ascendant as your zodiac sign and not your sun sign. So the Western astrology uses the sun sign as your sign, and so it's a little bit different. So the ascendant changes about every 2 hours. So it'll change every 2 hours. So so you'll find that like even people who were born on the same day in the same town or whatever, they could have totally different personalities, and this is because of the ascendant. So so the ascendant is basically a key indicator of your personality, and it also maps out the entire chart of your entire birth chart. So yeah, it's a really unique and really individual thing for you. So, and then we have your moon sign. And by the way, feel free to jump in with any questions or anything like that you might have along the way. We have your moon sign, which is Cancer. So your Vedic moon sign is Cancer. So one of the things that's different in the Vedic system compared to the Western system, or the sidereal zodiac compared to the tropical zodiac, is that the planets in the Western system uses a slightly inaccurate model. What happened was the planets drifted over time. So at one point, the Vedic system and the Western system were aligned like this, perfectly aligned. And then what happened is over time, those planets started drifting, and the Vedic system kept with that. The model accounted for that drift. And so this is why we have these two different kind of systems that might not align so much. But Vedic astrology basically measures the planets as they sit in the sky in real time. So the snapshot of your birth chart is actually a real-time positioning of the stars in the sky and the planets in the sky. So nice. Yeah. And then we have your, so oh yeah, talking about your moon sign. So the moon in Vedic astrology represents your mind. It represents not like the intellect that we think of in Western society as the mind. Oh, he has a great mind, he's really smart. Well, mind in Vedic astrology is the heart mind. It's the emotions, it's the feelings, it's the things that we identify with on a subconscious and unconscious level. So so your moon sign is Cancer, and that fits you. The moon is very is exalted here, so it's in its own sign. So your mind is happy because it's Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's it's one of those places that it's really beneficial. So this means that you have a very kind and compassionate heart, wanting to help everybody and make everybody your family and things like that. And a lot of humanitarianism can be seen by this position. So yeah, then we have the sun sign. So this is traditionally what you would in Western astrology, what you would call your zodiac sign would be the sun sign, but in Vedic astrology, it's just one of three positions that kind of determine your personality. So your sun sign is Aquarius, and Aquarius has to do with a lot of large groups, network circles, humanitarian things like that, high-end technology like new age technology and things like that. So, the Therify thing that you do, that's awesome. That fits in with this. Yeah, Aquarius is all about healing, and it's all about wanting to bring like a utopian future to the world, a utopian future. So yeah, that's pretty much what your three main signifactors of your personality are: your ascendant, your moon sign, and your sun sign. So yeah, so you have a lot of water in your chart, and that's good. That keeps you in touch with your emotions and things like that, and that's great. So then we have your Atma Karka now, and so your Atma Karka is basically the planet that is guiding you through your life lesson. It's your simultaneous inherent strength and challenge for you. So this is what Atma Karka means in the Vedic meaning of it is your soul significator. So this is the main significator of your soul, and it could give you an idea of what your soul came here to do, incarnated to do, and things like that. So your Atma Karka or soul significator is Venus. Let me grab a drink here. So Venus, this could be one of your greatest strengths as well as maybe a challenge. So the lesson with Venus is don't overindulge in material things. Instead, find a balance between the spiritual and the material, which I think you're doing a fabulous job of. Always that Pisces ascendant will keep you in the spiritual world, definitely. So yeah, that's pretty much the lesson with Venus. And one of the strengths with Venus is that she looks after you materially. So she'll give you like the material pleasures and things like that, and the cool gadgets and the toys and all that good stuff. And then she'll reward you for doing spiritual work too. So that's a great thing about having that as your Atma Karka. Okay, so let's talk about your Ishta Devata. So the three main deities that we are working with are the Ishta Devata, the Palana Devata, and the Dharma Devata. And so your Ishta Devata is the planet that has chosen to guide your spiritual liberation. So, achieving moksha, achieving, enlightenment, spirituality, liberation, things like that. The sun wants to help you do that. And the sun wants to interact with you on a conscious level. So, the rest of these deities are the Dharma Devata and the Palana Devata. Basically, those two require mantra and ritual to activate them within you. But your Ishta, just talking to him will activate him. And so your Ishta Devata is basically wants to interact with you on a conscious level. So just talking to him like you would a friend, if you need a spot in a parking lot, or like a job, or you just need to rant to somebody, or something like that, then that would be the Ishta Devata that you would go to. And so then we have your Dharma Devata. Your Dharma Devata is the planet that is chosen to guide your path and your actions in this life. And that is Mercury. So your Dharma Devata wants to help you to clear out your unconscious mind. So this is the planet and the deity that wants to clear out that unconscious mind. It operates on the unconscious level. So this is things that you are totally not aware of, but that are within you that you're just not aware of. It's like that deep water that we just, we can't see into it from the surface. We just know that there's some deep dark stuff in there that needs to be worked out. So this will help you to do that. So I will give you I have given you a mantra and a ritual for your Dharma Devata, and basically that helps to clear out the unconscious, and it's a great tool for spiritual liberation and spiritual enlightenment and really a lot of shadow work, actually. So yeah, it's helpful for anything that you want to do spiritually too.
Shadow work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Explain shadow work in your terms.
What's that?
Shadow work. What does
Okay.
that mean?
Sure. Shadow work. It's basically it's a term that people use to describe, well, to me it can mean different things to different people, but to me it mainly means just like going in the unconscious mind and pulling out all the stuff that was that resides in there, because what happens is we as people, we who operate in the world, and we have these thoughts, we have these feelings, emotions and stuff like that, and whether it be through like unconscious childhood through childhood experiences, or through some kind of an internal projection or introjection, we stuff down our emotions and we put them into the unconscious mind. And so when we do mantra and ritual, this stimulates that to come out. And like for me, what happened was I just like totally I like bawled my eyes out when I started doing mantras and stuff like that. It was like, and doing the qigong and stuff like that, because that works on the unconscious level too. But yeah, it just the shadow work and everything, it just really brings those things to light and to to conscious awareness. So it's a really powerful thing. So shadow work basically means going into your unconscious and releasing all those trapped emotions, all those trapped feelings and repressed resentments and things like that, because it's only by processing them and feeling them and allowing yourself to grieve and mourn and all that stuff that we can heal at a deep level, at the deepest levels. So that's what shadow work is to me.
Cool.
And then we have, so yeah, did you have any more questions?
Nope, let's keep rolling.
Okay, cool. So we have the Palana Devata. We have the Palana Devata, which is basically the planet that is chosen to help your material security in this life, and that is Rahu. So Rahu being in Western astrology, they call Rahu the north node of the moon. And this is basically a deity or planet who, a shadow planet, who basically wants to consume everything. It wants to consume, and it wants to have like all the riches, all the like money, that it wants to get all of its material needs and desires and everything met like that. So that's what Rahu does. And so this being your Palana Devata, that means that you could do mantras and rituals to Rahu to gain some financial, gain in the financial world. So yeah, and Rahu will help you to gain financially and to gain like even fame, prosperity, like things like that Rahu wants to do. So yeah, and then we have the good luck pendant. So basically for your good luck pendant, I went with your Dharma Devata because I looked up what your Dharma Devata was, and I found the pendant that corresponds with that. And that is green emerald and peridot. And I think that's how you say it, peridot.
Peridot, yeah. Tomato.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically how the good luck pendant works is, if you know what Dharma is basically the highest path of your soul. And your Dharma Devata, so this is a deity that wants to help you follow the highest path of your soul. And so when you are following that highest path of your soul, people will be unconsciously stimulated to help you. And so this is why we wear a good luck pendant, signifying our Dharma Devata. So the good luck pendant for you is green emerald or peridot. And basically what that'll do is it'll act on an unconscious level. It'll, like, let's say if you were going in for a job interview or something, you would wear the pendant, and you would let's say the job interviewer was like 50-50 on you, but your pendant would take it up to 60%. So it would get people to unconsciously want to help you and stuff like that. So that's kind of how that works. Let me grab a drink and I'll go on with it. So yeah, that's your good luck pendant. And then we have your spiritual name. So when I look at your spiritual name, basically what that is I look at your moon placement, and I look where that's placed, because that so your moon is placed in, let me see here, it's placed in Cancer. So in Cancer, then we have the so it's placed in Cancer, and we have the different nakshatras, which are like they call them lunar mansions, and each nakshatra is basically a constellation, and that constellation is divided up into like 4 parts, and each part is called a pada, and each of those parts has a certain syllable that goes along with that. So the syllable that goes along with your particular moon placement is HI, so high or he or something like that. Basically that H sound. There's a Hindu deity, or like a well, he's actually called like a demon because he's like into like gold and stuff like that, and his name is Hiranyakashipu. So you could use a name that starts with HI to stimulate your moon placement, to stimulate your meditative mind and your emotional mind and things like that. And basically what this will do is it'll get you to interact with others in a more conscious way, in a more constructive way. And it'll, because the moon represents your meditative mind, your divine mind, and your emotional heart mind, things like that. So yeah, it's a great tool to use to stimulate your mind, even if you wanted to do like a bija mantra, you know, with just that sound, um like like he or something like that, like just repeating that, that'll stimulate your mind, your heart mind. So yeah. And then we have your projection into the world, and your projection, or your, this is called your Aruda Lagna, your projection into the world. And basically what that is it's Scorpio in the ninth house. And so what I gave you the title of the mystical spiritual teacher. And that's awesome, because Scorpio is like, you know, deep occult secrets, deep hidden secrets. It's like the depths. Like it also represents like psychology, the unconscious mind, things like that. It's all about birth, death, sex, transformation, like sudden transformation, sudden ups and downs, things like that. It's very mystical and very like into like hidden and secret mystical knowledge and things like that. So so people naturally see you as this like mystic. And that's an interesting and cool you know, Aruda Lagna. So, and then the ninth house, so you have Scorpio in the ninth house. The ninth house is all about spiritual wisdom. It's all about spirituality, religion, philosophy, higher education, things like that, like teaching and being like a professor or a spiritual teacher or something like that. So yeah, so I gave you the title of the mystical spiritual teacher. And an important thing to know about the Aruda Lagna is, like, you know, we all want to know, we all want people to see us for who we really are, but unfortunately that's not really how the world sees us most of the time. So the Aruda Lagna is called the reflection of the personality. So we have your personality, which is like your ascendant, your moon, your sun. And then we have this Aruda Lagna, which is basically how people naturally see you. So for example, if let's say you walk into a room full of strangers who had never met you before, well, how they're naturally going to see you, and this could happen on an unconscious level, is basically they'll see you as this like spiritual mystic kind of person. And so by dressing up as that, and by putting on like a costume that goes along with that, even if it's just something very simple, like maybe a necklace or a mala or something like that. Any way that you play into that character that people are naturally seeing of you, the more people are going to want to be your friend and help you and things like that. It's really, you know, my spiritual teacher has used his Aruda Lagna to basically become successful on YouTube and things like that. So that's one way that you could use it. And then we have your mantra. So let me grab a drink and we'll talk about your mantra. So, okay, so your mantra is basically to your Dharma Devata. And so your Dharma Devata, like I said, will want to stimulate you on the unconscious level. So this particular mantra is going to stimulate your unconscious mind, and it's going to be a very powerful tool to to dredge up the unconscious mind and really let your unconscious emotions come to light and be a powerful tool for, you know, shadow work and change and transformation and things like that. So the mantra that I gave you is to Mercury or to Buddha, and the mantra is Om Namo Bhagavate Buddha Devaya. Om
I know that one.
Namo Bhagavate Buddha Devaya. And so it's you know, in typically people will say Om, like OM. The how you actually pronounce that is Ong, ONG. So it's Ong Namo Bhagavate Buddha Devaya. So it's a very powerful mantra, and it's very simple. Some of the, you know, some of the most powerful mantras or even qigong or, like, you know, remedies in astrology are some of the most simple things to do, and people are, you know, there's magic in simplicity, and people, like, you know, people I find are always trying to find like what's the perfect mantra for me, and, you know, trying to improve and change it and all that stuff. So just going with something very simple, very very easy to do, is going to be the most powerful for you. So, and then the mantra just means I bow to the divine one who has unified the intellect with the heart center. So it's this balance of the heart and the mind, the you know, the brain and the heart. So that I find is a very beautiful mantra, and it brings a lot of peace and just tranquility and things like that. So as with any mantra, you're going to want to chant this 108 times, which means you'll need a 108 bead mala. And before we talk about the mala, I'd just like to let you talk about your ritual real quick. So since your Mercury is placed in, I believe it's Aquarius. Let me just double check on that. I believe it's Aquarius, but anyway, each sign corresponds to a different direction and a different element. So so basically the ritual is to face west, and you're going to offer an idol, because let me see here, it's the earth element that we're working with. So Mercury is in Aquarius. So basically Aquarius, so I find that where each planet is placed in your chart basically tells you how they want to be worshipped. So by going with Mercury in Aquarius, you would face west, and you would offer an idol to Buddha, and this idol could be, it could be a picture, like if you don't have anything fancy, it could be just a picture, or it could be like a Buddha statue or something like that. You know, you could get as simple or as fancy and ornate as you really like, as you would like to. So I leave it up to my clients to decide what's best for them. So yeah. So the basic ritual is face west, offer an idol to Buddha, and chant Om Namo Bhagavate Buddha Devaya, and do that 108 times every day for 40 days. And you're going to want to get a 108 bead mala if you don't have one already. So yeah, any questions?
No, that's cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So do you know how to use a mala, or would you like me to show you?
Give me a refresher course. Seems how I'm
Okay.
going down that path.
Sure. Alrighty, so we have a 108 bead mala here, and it's, I find that if you just search the internet for or eBay or Amazon for like a 108 bead mala, or just like not 108 bead, just a plain mala. If you just search mala, you'll get mala beads with all kinds of different numbers to them. So we really want to be specific in searching for a 108 bead mala. There is 108 meridians in the body, and there's, I believe, 108 earths between the moon and the sun, and so it's also a multiple of 9. So 108 is just a very special number. So how we would do this is you see this tassel here. We would count every bead except for this tassel. So we would start one bead beyond it, and then we would count, and then we would repeat the mantra, going like this every time. So every bead basically would be a repetition of the mantra. So we would do that. We would repeat the mantra until we get to the last bead before this. So we would stop right there, and we would not count the speed. So yeah, so that's pretty much how that works, is we would just go in a repetition, and then we can stop there, or we can, if you really were on a roll in your trance state, you could switch around, you could go the other way. And so basically you could flip it around and go the other way and do like another repetition if you like. So yeah, that's often what I'll do. I'll do like 2 or 3 repetitions every night. So yeah,
Nice.
it's really relaxing and really great to just commune with spirit in that way. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome stuff. I never had a Vedic reading before, but I've had charts done and just people just zip right through it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you have any questions? I'd be glad to answer any questions. Or
does that can determine like a career choice or anything like that?
Sure. By looking at your 10th house, yeah, we can, let's see here. So we have the 10th house of your D1 would be Sagittarius. So we have Sagittarius in the 10th house, and so that would mean that you would want a career in something revolving around spirituality, because Sagittarius is the spiritual sign, one of the spiritual signs. Spirituality, religion, mysticism, things like that, that are like high level spiritual teachings and things like that. So you could become very well, you could definitely become a spiritual teacher with that position.
That beats busting my knuckles and twisting wrenches on cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, how about my relationships and love signs? What house is that?
Sure, that's the 7th house. So that would be Virgo. So we have Virgo in the 7th house. That means that your relationships are work. It takes some work and some selfless service to maintain your relationships and things like that. It's so Virgo is all about serving others. So you might have a very have a very loving and serving relationship with your wife, things like that. It could be, it really has to do with like serving and nurturing and things like that. Could be your spouse, could be with this position. It's kind of hard to say, but in generality, like the sign of Virgo relates to like the medical profession and stuff like that. So maybe your wife is a nurse. I don't know, but or she'll just have that energy, that the energy of wanting to serve others, wanting to help others and things like that. So yeah.
Nice. Let's see. We're on a 3-minute countdown. What about a family life? Is there a house for family?
Sure. Let's see here. We have Gemini. We have Mars in Gemini in your 4th house. So the 4th house would be like your home life. So how you interact with the people in your home and things like that. It's also relates to your relationship with your mother. And we have Mars and Gemini there. So you're a very, very communicative person, very quick-witted and very funny and things like that. And so there's a lot of positive energy in your home life. And then your Mars here signifies that you have a lot of energy in your home. So that's where you get your energy from. So yeah. And that's
negative energy.
Oh no.
That's just a process. It's like, fuck, God, really? Let's see. Okay, cool. Now, do you store all this stuff away for like future reference and stuff like that? Or say, if I get a reading now, or on that one, it changes like year by year?
No. So
Okay.
so your birth chart stays the same, but what might change is your dashas. So the time periods or the planetary time periods that you're in. And you are currently going through a Venus dasha, and you'll be in your Venus period through 2027. It looks like it's changing to Sun period, so that's good. So Venus is all about material, material security and enjoying the fruits of your labor there and working hard and getting what you want in life. So that's awesome.
Cool. All right, that's all the time we have. Thank you, Vince.
Yeah, been a pleasure.
Totally awesome. Peace around.
Peace.